In this video, we're going to talk about how to create your MailChimp campaigns. So the first thing we want to look at is the MailChimp dashboard, and I'm just going to click create, and I want a regular email, so we'll design our email. And it always takes you to this. So we're going to skip who we're sending it to for the moment. The from is obviously Kimberly Smith, Kim Smith at betterlifeinc.net. And because I'm logged in as an account manager, I can't set these permanently, but you can. So there will be a place and we can talk about how to get to that. We're going to skip the send time, but we can put in a subject. So I'm going to look at the courses real quick. And we are going to do healthy communications. Let's see, where are you? Transforming relationships, healthy communications. I'm going to click on that just so I have the course here. And I'm going to come back to MailChimp. Okay, so subject. So this is going to be transforming relationships, healthy communications, day 1. Alrighty. Now you can put in some preview text if you want. It's not required. So let's click save. Awesome. So send time, again, we're going to ignore and go on to content. So let's design the email. And with a free account, you have, I think, these first 4, 5. Some of these, once you get to them, you have to upgrade. It's easiest to just pick whatever. You can start from scratch if you want. I like to just use the minimal because it's easy. And you'll notice that your logo is already in because I uploaded it. So that will show at the top, and then it shows again small at the bottom. Now, here you can add, or you can edit this text simply by clicking on it and making changes to it, just like you're in Microsoft Word. You can change the padding of it. So if you want it to be farther away, see if I increase the padding, it's farther away from the logo. Go back to normal. And same thing with the left and the right. You can make a background just on that particular block. And so for example, if you want that, you can just change it. We can keep it transparent. You can change the font size up here. You can change whether it's underlined, bolded. You do have to highlight it. So if I want this to be underlined or not, you can make it strike through. You can link this a particular bit of text or a whole block. You can, make all the changes. And then when you've got it set, click done. Any of these elements on the side, you can simply drag and drop in. So if you want to put a button in somewhere, just put it there and then edit. The editing happens over here on the side, and you can align the button left, center, or right. You can change the shape of it. You can change the size of it, whatever you want to do. If you change the colors, you can do borders. You can make the background behind it have a color if you want. There's lots of choices. So, done. Once you have, and if you want something gone, you can remove the entire block. This is an image, and if you click on it, you can add an image. So you can upload it, or you can browse images. Now, browse won't get us anywhere, and that same thing shows up here when you click on it. Once you have started uploading photos, they will show up here. And I'm going to X out of this window. So you build your own mini inside of MailChimp library. But to start, you'll have to add pictures. And then on the button text, or the button, sorry, you can show where it links to. And you can change the text of the button by typing right on it. And you can change the colors of the button itself. So if I want that to be lighter, and see it has a border on it. You couldn't see that when it was all in black, but now it is. I can change the border color to anything I want. I can, let's see, I can change the border width and make it bigger or smaller. I can take it off altogether by making it 0. Oh, 1 is apparently as far as you can go. So if you make the border color and the button color the same, so all black, then it looks like it's not there. So you can, let's see what else. Again, change the padding, how far away the text is from the outside. You can change sizes, all those fun things. You can put in a divider right here, or a spacer, if you want space between things. Headings, if you want your logo in again, that's fine. The last thing is this social media section, and I'm pretty sure you don't have Twitter, so I would just remove that and then add whatever your Facebook page is. If you have an Instagram, you can add another social link, and you'll see here it put Twitter back in, but if you just do the drop down, you can link to all the things. You definitely want to put your website in there, so https blah blah blah. I don't want to put it in yet. Well, actually we could, https://betterlifeinc.net. Now we don't actually have that live, but, and see, it's got it says this link isn't working. That's okay because we haven't made it live, but excuse me, by saving it there, it will be live when we're ready to send the button. And better to do that than to put in the staging site and have to go back and change all of these. So get your links in. This section here has to stay. So it'll say copyright, and it's got your company name and all sorts of stuff. In your settings, you need to have a mailing address. That's a legal requirement for sending out emails. It can be a P.O. box if you want, but you do need to have that. And then we also need to put in how people subscribed to this. So we'll get all that figured out too. Anyways, this is just for doing the email, so you can ignore this section. So to recap, logo, put in your text, put in your information. Oh, I forgot to show you the button link thing. So you want to, we're doing transforming relationships. So we want to take people to that class. So I've got it open in my browser, and I'm going to click Control C. And because I'm an admin on the site and I'm logged in, we can have access. You can do the same thing from your login. So we want that to be our link, like so. Okay, so now I can save and exit. There you go. So that's all done. We're going to say finish later. Now, because we don't have the content fixed, let's see. Oh, so you'll notice that it's got an issue. It's saying placeholder text. So let me show you that. I'll click resolve. Because I didn't change this at all, it knows that this email is incomplete. You will, of course, have changed this and you'll be fine. So back to save. The content is fixed. It will say we've automatically added a required referral badge, and the plain text version is included. So when you include pictures, etc., if people's email clients don't allow pictures, it'll send it just as plain text automatically, and then this will be gone because you'll have it correct. So we'll click finish later. And here is the beautiful thing. So here is the list view, and that's our first class or email, right? So now what you can do is you can replicate this email, and it copies the whole thing, and it's all done except that we want to edit the content. Okay, so Now, for example, since this is day 2, you actually, because we're dripping the content, this should work. You might have a different message and then still send them to the course. And because we've dripped the course, this button should take them to the same place and they should see day 2 of the course. So that is all set. You've copied everything. All you need to do is change this part here, which would be your whatever verbiage you want, and if you want a different picture. So now notice here we need to change the name. So this would be Transforming Relationships. Forming Relationships. Actually, that's, so what do we call this? HCFL day 2. And then save. And in the subject line, we want to make this day 2, save. And that's all you have to do. So and you can see a preview of what it's going to look like, and you're all set. So then we'll just finish later. Don't send any of these, obviously. But here you go. And so actually this one, I want to rename to HCFL day 1, right? Edit. So edit name. What it did is it took my subject line. So I want to make this HCFL day 1. So now when you replicate it, finish later. There we go. So I've got HCFL day 1 and day 2, and I could simply click the down arrow and replicate it. So this is a copy. I want this to be HCFL day 3. And then to save that, can edit the subject, day 3, save. So then all I have to do is go in and change the text. So finish later. So when you're done, you should have the emails for the first course right there. So day 1, day 2, it's out of order a little bit because of the time I spent editing it. But if you could finish all of the emails for the first course, then let's see about doing some testing. But for now, let's leave them in draft and just get them all in.